A battle for the throne. A battle that would help determine who is the best basketball player in the world.
Kobe and James.
The NBA has always seen a struggle between generations. While the previous one tries to extend its dominance longer and prove its greatness, the next one struggles to establish its reign in a new era. And that was exactly the prevailing situation in the basketball landscape in 2010. LeBron James and Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant and LeBron James. Two of the best players to ever touch a basketball were the only two candidates to become the king. While Kobe had already proven all he could prove, having won 4 championships, including the previous season's championship in 2009, LeBron James' legacy was in jeopardy. Yes, he had managed to lead a team with a weak supporting cast, like the Cleveland Cavaliers, to the finals, but he had not managed to win with them. And for a player labeled as the chosen one, that was clearly not enough. That was the reason LeBron had a lot to prove. His clock was ticking, and his chance to become the greatest player of all time was getting slimmer and slimmer. In addition, the Cleveland Cavaliers management was still unable to attract star power to a team that clearly needed it. But that didn't matter much to LBJ, because his hunger to become the king of the NBA was growing.
Now twist played by Bynum. James now guarded by Bryant. James weaves his way inside and scores. Yes.
However, there was one night where he would have to prove this ambition. It was January 21st, 2010, and the Cleveland Cavaliers were hosting the reigning NBA champions at the Quicken Loans Arena. Yes, Kobe Bryant and company had traveled to the East to play against one of the strongest teams in the entire conference. But more than that, this matchup between the Lakers and Cavs was, for many fans, an anticipated finals. These two teams were so dominant that most people thought they were going to cross paths in their fight to lift the Larry O'Brien. In addition, the teams were coming in with very similar records. The Lakers were coming into the game with a record of 32 wins and 9 losses, and the Cavs were coming into the matchup with a record of 32 wins and 11 losses. It was a game that absolutely no fan wanted to miss, because, as I said, that game also represented the duel of the two best players of their generation. But finally, in an unbeatable atmosphere, began what would be one of the best games of the year, and Kobe, like the warrior he is, showed from the beginning that he hadn't traveled to Cleveland to lose the game. The first basket of the game was his work.
Over a 13-day stretch, here is Bryant.
Seconds after the referee tossed the ball in the air, the Black Mamba was already creating his own shot with a mid-range jumper from the left wing. But not only that, seconds later Kobe knocked down his first three-pointer of the night with a long-range shot from the top of the key. Bryant knew LeBron was the next generational player, and he wanted to play especially well against him. But man, 2010 LeBron was simply unstoppable. Look how easily he beat Ron Artest off the dribble, one of the best perimeter defenders in the league. Not only that, but on that play, he gets an and-one after driving to the basket with his usual physicality. When he didn't have the ball in his hands, Brown was still a constant threat. Look at this play, where Shaq finds his cut with a great pass that James turns into 2 points from the paint. Shortly after, from the low block, LeBron posts up his defender. But at that point, he shows off his playmaking vision by finding JJ Hickson on the cut that finishes with a great dunk.
Hickson once again.
At the end of the first quarter, the Lakers were up by 9 points. Thanks to the 12 points Kobe Bryant had scored in the first 12 minutes. It was not the best start for the Cavs, but Mike Brown's team still had time to react, and they had the fans on their side. In the second quarter, LeBron came to his team's rescue. On this play, he is defended by Kobe Bryant in the duel that everyone wanted to see. He then receives the screen from Ilgauskas, but Braun decides to split the screen to drive to the basket with force. He goes to the hoop with his physicality, and after getting fouled by Andrew Bynum, he gets an incredible and one. And while LeBron wasn't the best shooter at the time, he was able to punish defenders who weren't paying attention to his shooting threat. From the right wing, LeBron drills a fadeaway right in Ron Artest's face. Many teams were so afraid of his drive that they preferred to let him shoot. This is a perfect example. James gets the screen from Shaq, Powell goes for the drop coverage, and Braun scores another shot from the top of the key. Shortly after, one of the moments of the game arrives. LeBron is defended by Kobe, and both players accidentally collide and end up on the floor. With actions like that, it becomes clear that, yeah, it wasn't just a regular season game.
Lakers and Cavaliers with James on a spin and foul.
Thanks to these actions, the Cavs managed to cut the difference in the scoreboard. The duel was incredible, after Kobe had 20 points at halftime and Bron 18. But with the Cavaliers trailing by 2 points, there was still a lot of work ahead. At the start of the third quarter, the intensity remained the same. LeBron was a threat from the low post because of his physicality, and on this play, Fisher experienced it firsthand. At about 12 feet, the Cavs forward decides to spin and go to the restricted area hard. No defender wants to get in the way, and James scores the easy lay.
Gary Zielinski. Here's James getting inside.
His explosiveness was unprecedented. Or look at this other play, where LeBron drives from the left wing and literally drives a Lamar Odom with all of his might. After absorbing the contact, he manages to score the layup, getting his third and one of the game. This man was a total menace. And taking advantage of this factor, while being defended again by Odom, LeBron launches another fadeaway from the top of the key that goes in. These baskets by James allowed the Cavs to finally take the lead at the end of the third quarter. However, the spectacle that was seen during the last quarter remained etched into the mind of all the spectators and fans who went to the game. LeBron was feeling good about his jumper, so he continued to use it to get the defenders out of the paint. In this case, he goes around the screen, stands at the top of the key, and throws up another pull-up. Shaq still had some gravity from the low post, though logically he was no longer the threat he was during his prime. But taking advantage of the two-man game, the center finds LeBron on the perimeter, who drills the three-pointer on a catch and shoot. Shortly after, LBJ is still being defended the same way by the Lakers wing, so he tries his luck again from mid-range, where he scores a long two.
Jumping out, down at three, here is LeBron.
It seemed that the Lakers had not learned their lesson. Odom is in charge of defending Bron in this play, and the Cavs star scores another long two. When those shots went in, there was no doubt that he was the best player in the world. In the end, Lamar was much more afraid of his explosiveness than his mid-range shooting, but Kobe wasn't going to give up. He was also playing a great game, and in the clutch, the Mamba always responded. This time, he used Pau Gasol's screen to finish the game with another long two. But LeBron was thirsty for blood, and in one of the most important moments of the night, he scored a crucial basket to secure the Cavs' victory. With three defenders on him, LeBron scores a vital clutch layup to lead his team to victory.
The defensive end for LeBron James.
James on the drive.
LeBron had done it. With 37 points, 5 rebounds, 9 assists, 2 steals, and a block. He finally beat the best team in the NBA. And what was more important, he managed to beat the team that at the time had the king of the league on its roster. This is the story of how LeBron finally became King James. This game against the Lakers was vital to his legacy. It is true that Kobe won the championship that same season, after getting revenge on the Boston Celtics, who had defeated the Lakers in 2008. But that regular season game served as a wake-up call for him. It made him realize that LeBron James was reaching his peak, and he was becoming not only a completely unstoppable player, but an absolute winner. We all know what happened next. The King made the decision to move to the Miami Heat, where he joined forces with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, and began a unique dynasty. And today, 14 years later, LBJ is in contention to become the greatest player to ever pick up a basketball. At 39 years old, he's still giving buckets to everyone.